I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
Being a man is what you make it. You can't always live up to expectations. You try to please everybody while you struggle, so you fake it and end up out of balance, compromising situations. As a good man, do what he should, man. Give everything he has and do everything he could, man. You might find yourself feeling all alone inside a house you built that you don't recognize as home. And that's what my daddy told me, and I'll tell my son the same. Now that I'm older, I relate and I actually feel his pain. He never cried, he might have lied, but he did not complain. And he said, son, one day you'll have to do the same. I get emotional when I stop and think and I look around beyond the county lines of my small town. I think about all the men out there who feel like I do now, who are screaming on the inside but won't ever make a sound. I can't hide myself.
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed, all the things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health. Then grab that bottle and ask for help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do it themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man you provide. They don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. We don't expect you to understand. We just hope we can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and you don't care about what we know. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home. That home. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Hopefully you had a good Monday and it wasn't too bad, but it's over now, ladies and gentlemen. You made it. Congratulations.
Woo woo.
Have you a nice glass of wine or a cold beer, whatever you prefer. Big tall glass of water like yours truly.
Roast a bowl, spot, rip a bong, adult activities.
Adult activities. Welcome to Men Caring for Men. You guys know me. I'm Glick. You may not know the gentleman sitting beside me. He was here last week, and he's filling in again this week for our boy Connor, who's still on the mend. But we got Blazing in the building hanging out with us tonight.
Well, hello, Glick, and hello, everybody out there in the internet land. How's everybody doing?
The interwebs. It's like the multiverse.
The interwebs.
Like the comic multiverse.
Speaking of which, I went and saw Deadpool today.
I was gonna say, you seem like you're in a good mood, so you don't seem like you're depressed.
Yeah. Well, so no. I'm by nature I'm a cynic, and I was in some ways, the movies did kind of live up to an expectation that I had that I didn't want it to be. But I get it. But I laughed my ass off. There was a lot of really good, well placed innuendos and jokes, and some of the characters were pretty endearing and funny. One problem I had with it, it was basically, it was like to recon the fuck ups of like post Endgame movies, and I'm like, and to kill the Fox,
The Fox
Marvel
20th
universe.
century, because
and I got all that, but I was at the same time, I'm like, man, if we could have just left that to the side without it being a some sort of like ending to something else. Like, I really wish they would have like done something more just Deadpool comic book related. You know what I mean? More story, and that's what I was disappointed about. But like I said, I didn't think I did think that's kind of where they were going with it, and that kind of makes me sad. I think that because this was Ryan Reynolds' last Deadpool movie, and I'm like, oh man, like I love the idea that because Deadpool's always broken the fourth wall, but sometimes I think it got too much, and it became it breaking the fourth wall became too much integral to the whole plot itself.
I unfortunately, as somebody who like grew up reading the comics, that was a running shtick on almost every page, every other page. So
Yeah,
it is sometimes a bit much, but to stay true to the character, I don't know. I don't know.
I and I get that. I read Deadpool comics too, and I do remember that like being a staple. But it became, I think they could have still kept that aspect of the Deadpool canon and done something more like a different storyline, I guess, plot wise. But that's just, it's art. That's my subjective opinion. But it was, all in all, it wasn't a bad movie. I went with my nephews and my dad, and we laughed our asses off. And honestly, that right there was probably the best part about the whole movie. So yeah,
I think the whole plot of 3 was kind of a big fu to Sony and or to Fox and whatnot, and as well as introducing characters from Fox and 20th Century or Fox 20th Century or whatever it is into the actual MCU. And breathing some life in. I know it's still new and I don't want to spoil anything, but breathing some life into some forgotten characters. And
I agree. There was one particular cameo that I was really happy to see, and he really made it very well. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. There was a couple cameos that I was like, there was one in particular that I was like a little kid all over again, and Cash was like, "Is that him?" I said, "That's him. That's what I've been waiting for."
Yeah.
and I was surprised by it because I had no idea that character and that actor was going to make an appearance in the movie. So
yeah,
but no, I like the movie. We enjoyed it. I'll watch it again. Well, I gotta watch it again because Nikki wants to do. She's only seen the first Deadpool, so much like last week, we took one day and we watched Bad Boys 1 through 4, and because she had only seen the first one, and I wanted to watch the new one, and she's like, I kind of want to watch it, but I haven't seen the last 2, and I'm like,
hurry up!
I have an idea. It's a Bad Boys marathon day. So nothing better than being sick and then just laying around on the couch watching movies all day anyway. So especially when it's one of those franchises that I really enjoy. But no, I'm glad you enjoyed the movie, man. I know you said depending upon how this movie goes, will dictate my mood for the show today. I was like,
Well, and there's one thing I want to point, and I'm pointing stuff out that shouldn't spoil the movie, but it's Disney now, so there's absolutely no sex scenes.
Yeah.
So,
but I did see a meme that said MCU F bombs 119, and then it was Guardians of the Galaxy 3 1, Deadpool Wolverine 118.
yep, it did not hold back in that aspect with the adult jokes and the sexual jokes, and it did not disappoint. It got raunchier than I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
So being now a Disney movie, so
a lot of homoerotic scene.
mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Still rated R. Isn't that Disney's first rated R movie? Maybe one of their very few, for sure.
I believe it is their first. Technically, it is their first rated R movie that they filmed. I think later on this year or early next year. I say that, and we're already into August. Holy shit, where did the year go? But next year, Disney is going to be releasing Marvel Zombies, and it's going to be animated.
No shit.
But it's going to be rated R. So that'll be their first animated rated R release.
So the Marvel Zombies is actually one of my favorite fucking graphic novel series.
Me too.
When that comes out, we're gonna have to do a
We'll get together on Friday
night. here's a future announcement. Oh, I'm gonna do one better. It's gonna be let's discuss this shit on whose argument is it anyway. I'm gonna have clips and everything. We're gonna do an episode for each episode, one for one.
There you go.
I don't know. That might be too much.
No, I that's one that I'm looking forward to. And you got to see a little glimpse of it in that What If series on Disney. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Did not.
It's actually a really good series. It's basically like it follows the MCU, but it's like, what if, what if Steve Rogers didn't exist or didn't go into that Captain America program? It would have been what's her face, and she would have been Captain Britain or Miss Britain or Brit, whatever.
Yeah. Did you ever read the What If comics?
What's that?
Did you ever read the What Ifs growing up? Because that was an actual thing. They had What If comics from Marvel.
I feel like I may have kind of come across them a time or two, but I read a lot of comics growing up, but no, that Marvel Zombies is one of my favorite graphic novels, like you said. And when they did that, just that little sample of it in the What If series, I was like, oh, and the fans went nuts. So Disney was about a year or so after that, they released that they would do a full-fledged series.
Shit, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that. Thank you for pointing that out. No, whenever the MCU went, oh, you got to watch this show to get the background of that, and then this, and it just got too intertwined, and I got really frustrated with it. I was like, I can't dedicate that much time to just for a movie franchise. And apparently James Gunn did a answer to question recently for the DCU universe that he's overseeing. That is not going to be a thing. They're not going to do that. So each movie is supposed to be independent, but yet linked to the other one. So there's some cohesion, but it's also standalone. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he does with DC.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. And I haven't been mad at. I know a lot of people kind of critics and some people really kind of poo-poo on DC, but I haven't been mad at a lot of the movies. I haven't watched Flash yet, but
the movie's not bad.
Yeah, I just haven't had a chance to. That's the thing. Like, it's very rare that I have 2-3 hours alone with nobody else in the house where I can watch what I want to watch. You know, like I want to watch The Flash, but nobody else in the house wants to watch The Flash. And it's just like, I'm going to pretend like I'm doing a podcast to come back in my bedroom and watch The Flash.
Ooh, there you go. There you go.
Or like when I do have time, we have, you know, I have a show, so it's just like, oh well, I'll get around to watching The Flash eventually. I want to see it. I want to see it more for the cameos and whatnot that are in there. But there were some hellacious cameos in Deadpool of actors who played the Deadpool variants that were under the suits.
Yes.
I saw a video on YouTube about that today. I was like, ain't that some shit? Like
there is one spoiler that I do want to say, but I'm not going to because I think it's funny because of the way the dialogue is in the movie. And once you find out that little tidbit of information, it's funny. Yeah. It adds a layer of funniness to it. So. But I will butt my mouth on that, and that's not even nothing to do with men caring for men. What are we doing?
We're just chit chatting. We're just chit chatting, which is also good for men's mental health.
Yes.
But anywho, if you're not already, go ahead and check out the rest of the network. We do have a lot of different shows and a lot of different things going on here on the Nonsensical Network. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. You can also join us for shows live, basically Monday through Sunday on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, our Facebook page. And you can also listen anytime, any place, wherever you listen to podcasts at. All at the Nonsensical Network, or you can simply go right on down here and you see it scrolling across the screen. It'll be scrolling there the whole show. bio.link/nonsensical nonsense. All those links are there. If you guys go give us a follow, give us a little listen, and give us a share. We greatly appreciate that, as always. It has been from Men Caring for Men. I want to do something a little bit differently. If anybody's out there watching us live, you'll see there's a little link in the chatters box. If you want to come up and partake in the show tonight, because let's be honest, I've got COVID head, and Blaze was doing other things today, so I didn't really come up with a topic of a subject to really touch on tonight. So in the pre-show banter, we just decided we're going to do like a little quote unquote roundtable, but just kind of talk about a couple different topics here and there, and whatever happens to float our boat comes up. First and foremost, as always, we like to do on here, we like to do the weekly bro check. So if you're in the chatters box, what's going on with you? How you doing? How was your week? How was your weekend? What's going on in your world if you want to take part? Blaze, how about yourself, man? How you doing? How you holding?
I'm doing great, man. I got no complaints. Things are just looking positive right now, so I got nothing to shed a tear or crack a frown about, really. So which is good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, life can't always be bad. It's gotta rain. Sorry, can't. What's that saying from The Crow? It can't rain all the time.
Yeah, it can't rain all the time. I know that's right.
How about you?
I'm curious to see that remake. I know everybody's upset and pissed off about it, but I'm curious to see it.
Ooh, me too. I think it's going to be good on its own. I'm not even going to compare it.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think it'll stand on its own. I mean, I know they're kind of going with the same original concept, Eric Draven, blah, blah, blah. They made like 6 movies of The Crow, and which was exactly, the movie was never meant to be a franchise movie. It was supposed to be, well, it was a franchise, but not like the same character every movie, which is exactly what they did with it. So, and I enjoyed some of the others.
I do know this, and correct me if I'm wrong. It can't be any worse if they had cast Jared Leto. So I'm thankful for that. Because had they cast Jared Leto, you know for the fact it would suck.
Yeah. Jared Leto is very hit or miss for me when it comes to his acting.
Yeah. Great, Chris. How'd you? Hey, hi, Chris.
What
How
up,
did you
Chris?
sleep? I slept like a rock last night.
But no, for me, I mean, outside of being sick since last Wednesday, I can't really complain too much. Um, I know I am excited because football is officially back this week. As most everybody knows, I am a huge football fan. Preseason starts this week. We just had the Hall of Fame game last week, but I am a huge football fan, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about college football being right around the corner as well. Preseason games start Thursday this week, I think. Thursday or Friday, one of the two. And I know the Browns are playing Saturday afternoon. The Browns and the Packers. Shut up, Chris Technician. This is why nobody likes you. Yes, I know you're a Steelers. Actually, my guest tomorrow night is a Steelers fan as well. So, in preparation for preseason starting this week, every night this week I do a podcast. I'll be wearing a different Cleveland Browns jersey. Tonight I'm rocking my Baker Mayfield jersey because even though he's in Tampa, Baker's still my guy. So, but no, I mean, yeah, man, I can't complain too much. Like I said, outside of being sick and not looking forward to going back to work because I'm still not 100%. But if I don't go to work, then the bills don't get paid, and if the bills don't get paid, then the bill collectors get a little upset.
Yeah. Fuck them guys, though. No.
And then the kids get upset because the bill collectors wants to turn off my interwebs, and then it's like, hey, Dad, why can't I play Call of Duty? Why can't I watch The Outsiders for the 475th time?
Why don't you step yourself out the front door and go hang out with your friend under the tree?
Well, my son, he does spend a lot of time outside. I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit. The girls, if my oldest one is home, her and her sister are generally up in their bedroom the entire time they're here. My middle daughter, she very rarely comes out of her room, but I'll give my son credit. He's generally outside riding his bike around, running around with all the neighborhood feral kids, being a lunatic. So
It's summertime. That's exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of them, this is their last week of summer vacation.
Yeah, actually,
in this area.
My kids go back next Wednesday.
Oh, you know what that means, right? Heavier traffic, more road rage, bus traffic.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yay. Woohoo. I'm so excited.
So from a mental health aspect or perspective, how do you deal with not going into road rage? I just stay off the roads, but no.
Well, I will say I like to imagine that I have superpowers of telekinesis and I'm just flicking the cars off the road when they make me mad. And I don't know if that's really good for a mental state or not, because I'm envisioning them flipping their car and running into a tree. Or
I think it's okay to imagine it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean,
but
you're not actually doing it.
Yeah, I do. I am not. I am very easily annoyed, but I'm not road rage guy. Like I'm not running up on people's asses. I'm not cutting people off or anything. I just get mad in my own car, and I'm like, "God, you're a fucking piece of shit. God, you're fucking stupid. Where the hell's a cop at when you need them? You know, I just kind of mumble under my breath. I might throw the finger times, but but we also live in a society nowadays where a lot of people have guns. So,
that's. Yeah, we do. And it's funny. There was a lady that reminded me of that the other week. I was walking into Dairy Queen to pick up a mobile order. Yeah. And I get out of my car and I'm parked right next to the crosswalk that goes from where you park your car to the front of the store. And it just happens to go across where the drive-thru's at, like I say a couple yards from like where they're stopped to give their order. So I'm walking by and the lady's in the drive-thru and I'm about like she's right here. I'm walking by right here. So I'm kind of in front of her. And yes, I'm looking down at my phone. I'm checking in for my mobile order, right? And I hear the truck lurch forward real quick and stop and squeal like she didn't see me. And like I said, yes, my face is in my phone, but I am paying attention. I am maintaining situational awareness. And I'm sitting there and all I do is I shake my head. And I step up on the curb to in front of the store, and she literally she pulls up, she stops and goes, "You don't shake your head at me." And I whip around and tell her to go fuck off.
Yeah.
And it's like you saw me walk and you lurched forward because you're pissed I'm on my phone and you want to make a big deal. And then you want to stop and tell me what I can and cannot do. So by that time I had already had it with her. And she goes, "If your face wasn't buried in your," I was like, "Ma'am, I was paying attention. That's why I shook my head." And she goes on about my phone again. I was like, "You're the one not paying attention. I was already in front of you. You were coming from the drive-through. I had the right of way, so go fuck yourself." And she has her 12-year-old son apparently in her car in the passenger seat, because next she goes, "You don't talk like that in front of my fucking son." I was like, "You're dropping the F-bomb too, lady."
Yeah.
And I just throw her the fucking middle fingers and tell her to go fuck off again. And she goes, that's what gets people shot around here. I was like, "So now you're threatening me with violence because over freedom of speech, over my words?" And she turns her head forward, puts her head down, starts driving off, and all I heard was, "Oh, I didn't threaten you." And I'm like, and yeah, I get it. I live in a rural area where people do carry guns on them, but if the idea that I have to walk around scared because I might get shot because of my words, that says less about me in maybe the area that I live in. Maybe it's them that needs to like check their perspective on that whole dynamic. So it's like it's basically telling somebody to shut up with the threat of violence. It's kind of weird. It's really weird. Anyway. Long story short,
I'm a gun owner. I've had guns most of my life, and especially my adult life.
Yeah,
and in Ohio was always an open carry state, so it means I don't walk around with a fucking M60 strapped to my back or anything like that. Yeah. I would open carry, and the only reason I didn't get my CCW was because when I originally bought my new gun, when I first came home to Ohio, it was like shortly afterwards COVID hit, and then all the classes were shut down and ranges were shut down. So it was like, well, I technically don't need my CCWs in an open carry state. And then when everything started putting it back up and whatnot, I was like, well, I'll go get my CCW. I had a friend of mine who was a cop, and they were like, I was getting ready to pass a law where you don't have to have CCW to conceal carry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to save my money. I can still open carry in the meantime. The biggest difference between CCW and open carry, especially in Ohio, I can't vouch for any other states, but if you're transporting it, you have to have your magazine and your gun in two different departments of your car.
Yeah.
So I all right, I got a center console glove box and I got my regular glove box. Put one there and one there, But with the new law, it just, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. And so it's just like, but I've only one time in my life have I ever pulled my gun on somebody.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't want. Oh, go ahead. You haven't.
Yeah, and I'm not that guy. I'll yell and scream and argue with somebody all day long. That doesn't mean I'm going to go, "Oh yeah, by the way, you want to keep talking?" The situation I was in, we talked about it. It was 5-on-1, and I was actually tried leaving and avoiding the situation, and they followed me out to my car, and it was 5-on-1, and they had weapons, and I said, well, I guarantee you somebody's leaving in a body bag.
Yeah.
And they went back in the bar, and I went about my business. And that's the only time I've ever had to do that. But
I'm not. I'm in no way against. Yeah, I'm not. It is crazy people do that, and I'm not anti-gun ownership. I'm pro smart gun ownership. And when I dealt with that woman, and when she jumps to, well, you get shot for stuff like that around here. I think people that would jump to shooting people over words shouldn't be able to own a gun. Because you're sitting there saying that, oh, if I don't like what somebody says, I'm going to shoot you. Like a person like that should not own a gun. I'm sorry.
No. We've talked about it before on the shows. I think there should be stronger. It shouldn't be as easy as it is to get guns.
Yeah.
I don't know about stronger gun laws, but I think that there's other things that they can do, whether with the background testing, psychological testing, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be as easy to get guns. I mean, now, granted, with a psychological background or whatever, I'll be the first one to admit it. Most people may not be able to get a gun, and I might be one of those. However, I've also got my shit in check. You know what I mean?
And I'm not saying this because I want to go down that road. I know we have other things we want to talk about, but I used to own guns. I used to have a handgun in particular, and I got rid of it somewhat after divorce when I was in a very, very bad place upstairs. Yeah. And I recognized that I needed to get rid of it. I did. I got rid of it. So I don't currently own guns, and I mean I have gone out shooting since then.
Oh yeah.
But I just haven't. I honestly, because I haven't owned a gun in a few years now, it's like I don't even know if I really want to own another. So, yeah, Cameron, open door MCM. It's kind of like a roundtable discussion. Almost.
Yeah, just like yeah. No, exactly. Actually, let's take a real quick break. And I know we were getting into a little bit of a topic before we got on the show. Yeah, we are doing a roundtable. Anybody listening and would like to pop in and get into the conversation, you are more than welcome. The link is in the chat, and we'll drop that link again when we come back from break.
I'm Sir Lancelot.
What do we got here in the old music box? Let's do a little let's do a little Bree with Monster in My Head. You guys can check out Bree on all the social medias and everybody listening to music at Bree Music. And we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
A demon likes to mess with my mind. She shows up in my dreams. Don't go to sleep next to me, or you'll wake up to my screams. Won't show herself in the day, but I'm never left alone. And when she comes, I try to run, but there's nowhere left to go. The monster in my head won't come out under my bed. She hides come out under my bed. She's scared of me. The monster in my head. Oh, she wants me dead. I don't care. 'Cause I've been through enough. I'm never giving up. I will win while I'm ahead. Hey, I'm strong enough to fight. The dog obeys the light. Feel the monster in my head.
Yeah, a little Bree, monster in my head. Check out Bree Music everywhere you listen to music and on all social medias. What's going on, Menjay? Welcome back to Men Caring for Men. I'm Glick. He's Blazing. And we're hanging out doing our thing. We're doing things a little bit different tonight. Instead of having one topic, we're just going to kind of be all over the place. We're going to have a couple different topics we're going to chit-chat about, as well as, you don't see it happen too often, but there's a link in the chat. A little open door policy if you guys want to partake in the roundtable conversation, or you can just be in the chatter's box and still partake in the roundtable. Before we came on, Blaze, you brought something up. You want to kind of go into that a little bit?
I know we were talking about road rage and then jumping to violence over words. I do remember that. The gun. We were also talking about open door.
No, before we came on, we were talking about the peer pressures of.
Oh yeah, masculinity and stereotypes.
Yeah.
I guess peer pressures can kind of go into that. Yeah, I didn't think about that. So I'm not a man. Like you had brought up football earlier, and I got nothing against football. I mean, I do in some sort of like personal philosophical ways, but nothing that's worth discussing. I'm not into sports. Like I mean, ever since I was a teen, like I've tried to get into it, but I've just never really. Over time, I'm just like, it's just not something that interests me. Watching it or performing it. I mean, I don't mind like I mean, if we were to go out in the yard and throw the football around and shit, and I'd be okay with that. But like watching it and getting on the teams and stuff like that, it's never something that's really interested in me. And being in the military, I was in a lot of situations that we're sitting there and the topic of sports comes up and everybody's chit chat, kind of water cooler talk, nothing like bad or anything. But sometimes a conversation, I get eyes on me. So, what's your opinion about such and such play or such and such game, or blah blah blah? And I'm like, shrug my shoulder. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't really watch sports. And I get this look like I've just removed my penis and I've handed it over to get rid of my man card or something, and I'm not saying this is all men and I'm not saying it's always sports, but you see it in stuff like, oh, did you hear that guy? He doesn't know how to change his oil or change a tire or etc. Yeah, people know things other people don't. And, just like dealing with those sort of stereotypes, because not all men are the same. We have different interests and different knowledge sets and etc. And I mean, it doesn't bother me when people give me that side eye of like, what do you mean you don't watch sports? It's like, whatever, I just don't watch sports. Yeah. I don't care. But I know with some people, like I said, I was in the military, so I know it wasn't just me, and I've talked to other people about this. And I know some people get a little like, man, I just wish, I didn't get mocked for it, or, I'm not saying you personally, or why is it even like this projected expectations that I have to like something that generally is accepted by a huge swath of a particular demographic. But
no, exactly. It's almost like, and I've seen this, and I am a sports fan. I love sports. Football in particular is my favorite sport. But I've been in groups. I've been to football parties, watch parties, whatever you want to call them. And there you might be one or two guys that their wives are into it, but they're not. And then the other dudes, and even their wives are like making them feel bad, like they're less of a man because they don't like sports. But these are also
ouch.
guys that like they're avid hunters. And half the guys that were at these said part or at these watch parties don't like to hunt. I'm not a big hunter. I've gone out and I've hunted. I enjoy it, but I don't make it like I don't, like it's not my entire personality. Neither is sports. I do love sports. I love talking about sports, but
yeah.
obviously I can sit down and have conversations about other things. But yeah, man, it's like leave them the fuck alone. They have not on.
Yeah.
We're all individuals. We can like our own thing. Like just because they don't want to watch football doesn't make them any less of a man. It's like I don't see you getting up at 4:00 in the morning to go shoot deer. I mean, I have my reasons for it. Hey, it's fucking cold as hell. I don't have a problem with shooting animals. I'll shoot an animal all day long.
Oh, and I'll definitely come to your Super Bowl party if there's free food involved. I'm there. I don't care what's on the TV. I mean, you can have midget porn going on the tube. I'm not there for the midget porn. I'm there for the food. If there's food, if there's no food and I'm there, then I'm probably there for the midget porn.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine who's like that. He's not a sports fan, but he loves going to like the Super Bowl parties or so like if it's a big game like Ohio State versus Michigan, he loves going to the parties. He just likes to go to hang out with everybody and eat food, and, and socialize, which is fine. I don't care. I mean, I'm watching the game. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna watch the game. We're tapping at the same time.
I see that. I'll let you hit it. That's funny. Would midget porn party equal finger food? Kind of keeping it on.
You gotta keep with the theme.
It's definitely. I think there's a bite-sized element to that. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, you see it, and it's kind of crazy. But I think it's a part of that. As we've talked before, it's the mentality that we grew up with, or that was ingrained into us with men being like, in order to be a man, you have to do these certain things. You have to be able to fix a car or be a sports fan or go hunting or whatever. It's like, I mean, can I just have my own hobby? Jeff will be the first one to tell you, and it's the same way with Jeff. Jeff's not a sports guy. I'm not a car guy. I don't know anything about cars. However, Jeff and I can both still Jeff could talk to me about cars. He just knows I'm going to ask a million questions, and I'm not doing it to be a dick. And I'm not. I might ask smart ass questions or say smart ass things, but I ask questions because I don't know. And he'll do the same thing with if I'm talking sports.
Yes, they're transition lenses.
If I'm talking football, he'll roll his eyes and whatever, but then he'll actually ask legit questions too. But I tease him, but I've never been serious with him. Like, you're not a man because you don't watch football. You don't watch a bunch of other men in tight clothes tackle each other. I don't know. To each their own. At the end of the day, I think it's weird. I've seen it firsthand being a sports guy too, and it's just like, they ain't fucking hurt nobody. Leave them the hell alone.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks, and this isn't. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to overgeneralize. This isn't all men. Trust me. And I'm glad it's not all men. But you get a feeling out there. You don't work on cars. What a bitch. We're all bitches tonight.
Yeah. I guess we'll just leave our man card at the door when we get done doing the show tonight.
yeah. That's what we should have named this segment. Do you have to give up your man card or not, or who issues your man card?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Who is the dictator, the hander outer of the man card? Because that's something. I've joked around about it, but that's something I've never understood in my life. Like, oh, you're holding your wife's purse. Give me your man card. Says the
I've
single,
joked around like that. I've joked around like that.
says the
Too.
single guy who still lives at home with mommy and daddy, and he's 35. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna give you my man card because my wife is shopping and I'm holding her purse. Yeah. You know,
Just never has
I
been
won't
my
watch
thing.
football,
Yeah.
but I'm going to give you my man card. The guy who's $100,000 in debt with a bookie because he has a gambling problem.
Yeah, see, there's no one definition of what
Yeah.
men should be into, I guess. But there are those tropes. There's definitely those tropes, and I think a lot of times it's kind of like regional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're in like a town like say I don't know Philadelphia, where like the fan base of football fandom is so thick that if you don't watch football, everybody probably looks at you like you're weird. Or you come down here to the rural South and you're like, what do you mean you don't know how to milk a cow? What is wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, yeah, when you live in and Philly's a sports town anyways, because you got the Eagles, the Flyers, the Phillies, and the 76ers all right there. Cleveland's the same way. You know, you got Browns, Cavaliers, Indians, or Guardians, whatever you want to call them.
I'll be a passenger princess.
Oh, dude, I love being a passenger princess.
Hell, I'll be a freaking Miss Daisy. I'll sit in the back.
Yeah.
I'll take a nap. You want to drive me around?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. No, not the ones that I wear. I do have a pair of transitions somewhere around here.
Mine will hide my high eyes. Hide my high eyes. Oi.
Shit, I kind of lost my. What the hell was I talking about? I can't remember what the hell I was talking about.
Glick, you're finally transitioning. He's no longer going to be a Bigfoot human hybrid. He's going to be full Sasquatch.
I'm transitioning into full Squatch. Yeah, like I've never understood that whole concept of and then it's like, and then they're like a you know, if you go to one of those sporting events, it's like a pack of fucking hyenas, man. And once one guy starts in on somebody, it's like, oh well, here comes his buddies, like, or and it happens like amongst sports, like me being in Ohio, being a Michigan fan, dude, I catch 17 different kinds of hell. What kind of man is in Ohio and doesn't root for the Buckeyes?
Authentic Alfredo or Alfredo from a can? I'm sorry, it's a huge determining factor right there. I'm just saying.
What did I have for dinner? I haven't really had dinner yet. Just hanging around with some pierogies.
I had a bunch. I got me a large popcorn at the movie theater, and I dumped a bunch of plain M&Ms and Reese's Pieces, and I was a little stoned before I went in, so I went to town on that.
Jesus Christ!
Mm-hmm.
I have never heard that before, but I've been hearing that more and more lately. That people dump like M&Ms and stuff into their popcorn.
It's so good because the popcorn's warm by the time it gets down to the bottom. You grab a handful of. And they're so soft in the middle. It's so good.
But you get that perfect combination of sweet and salty. It's like a perfect snack.
It is. Oh man, it's so good. And then you do the Reese's and the plain M&Ms, dude. You get that chocolate peanut butter in there as well. Oh man, it's just tantalizing to taste buds. I had pork chops, corn, butter, rice, and biscuits. Ooh, nice. I'll do a good buttered biscuit.
Yeah, like the whole idea. I don't know. Maybe I'm just built different. Maybe I don't know. I've never understood. Like I've joked around about it with guys. Obviously, you know, we joke around about it on the show. But the whole concept of man card, it was just something we were supposed to get at 18, and it came with a rule book, like a guideline. These are the things that that I have to throw it. 'Cause I didn't get mine. It's probably got lost in the mail with my white privilege card too. I don't know. You know, what the hell's
There,
going on?
there. I must have lost mine. Must have got lost in the mail one time. Because I don't know. I've always been a weirdo.
But no, I think, and I think that we do find ourselves falling into those stereotypes. We sometimes you fake it. You just fake it when you're around when like.
I have done that. Yes.
Yeah.
I know enough about football to fake a Super Bowl party. Trust me.
Yeah, exactly. That's like me with cars. I know enough to be dangerous, so to say.
Yeah.
I say that a lot at work when it comes to HVAC. I know enough to be dangerous, but I don't know how to fix it. And I did that on purpose. Like I intentionally spent my entire life staying away from HVAC because the pay is great if you're an HVAC technician. However, it's also not worth the stress and the headache and dealing with fucking calls at 2:00 in the morning or noon on Christmas Day or any of that other shit, because I value my off time, and they're really, those guys just never know when they're going to get a fucking phone call, and it's not like, I'll get to it in the morning. A lot of times when you're heating or AC goes out, it's I want this fixed now.
Because he had to buy the belt. That's why.
Because I'm the goddamn champ. I don't need those things. I'm recognized as greatness.
He bought his own champ belt. It was never awarded.
I did. I'm pretty proud of my championship belt too. It's fun to have adult money and
Fair.
And
enough.
and have childish wants and needs. But that's one of those things when it comes to like having like good mental health or whatever, is like sometimes you got to treat yourself, man. A little self-care. Sometimes you got to do something for yourself.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Like when we do good things in our lives, even though it might not be like some high milestone for someone else, but in your personal world, your personal small goals that you're achieving, like you accomplish something, fucking reward yourself. Show yourself that what you did was like something to be proud of. As Case, what? I am so.
As he laughs out loud, up to cast a gaze upon it. Yep, I was laughing. And yep,
okay.
They are both hanging. I got both of them hanging on the wall, and I've got, and I'm proud of my smoking skull belt too, because that was sent to me by a friend. To thank me for and so I got, but both of my nonsensical nonsense belts are on the wall right there, so I can look up at them while we're doing the show. Look at them lovingly.
I'm gonna get a.
That don't disappoint me that they are.
I'm gonna get a trophy. I'm gonna get a trophy made for myself and brag about it too.
And the greatest thing about it was, it's
being a dick tonight. Sorry. Where's your man guard?
You ain't got a championship belt, Blaze. You sissy, you little girly boy. All real men have championship belts.
Oh, fair enough, Benji. You're good. I figured that's what it was.
I got you, Benj. I know what you're saying. Don't worry. I translate.
He did.
But no, I did. It was a goofy accomplishment. I had the money. I wanted it. And it was just like, and it's giving you guys lots of great content to make fun of me ever since I bought them. But I still have them.
Oh, yeah.
In all honesty, I wanted something to kind of brag about the show that I created and whatnot. And because I was proud of that, because it was something that I've always wanted to do. And I didn't think I would ever have the opportunity to actually have my own podcast for one reason or another. But I did. And so I was like, you know what? I feel good about this. And then that and the fact that I had whooped Jeff and Tony's ass like 30 times in the top 5 in a row. So,
There you go.
30-time champ. I got more championships than any other champion on the planet. Suck it, Yankees.
Winner.
Yeah. I'm winning at life. When I go in for a job interview, I wear that. I wear that on my shoulder. Why should we hire you? Obviously, I'm the champ. Duh.
Oh, dude, that would be hilarious. Oh, that would be so hilarious. See, if you and Jeff and I and Connor and Benji would like collaborate on some like behind the scenes skits, like it would be amazing. We could do a skit of you going to a job interview and you show up in your championship belt, man.
Walk in a tank top, flip flops, and basketball shorts with a championship belt over my shoulder. Hey, why should we hire you? I think it's obvious. I'm the champ.
And you're and you'd be interviewing for a bank teller job.
Yeah.
So I mean, see, Benji's down for it.
Benji's in. I'm in. I told you. When you brought up the skits, man, I told you I was in. What's going on, Arliss? How you doing, man? I told you I was in, but no, man. It's sometimes you gotta treat yourselves. You gotta treat yourself.
Oh yes.
It's all about self-care. Ladies do self-care. They go and get their hair done, their nails did, and stuff like that. It's different for men. Sometimes we, like I said, be it a silly championship belt, or
sometimes. Honestly, when I go get a haircut after months of avoiding it, it feels nice. It really does. It's self-care.
Oh no, dude, trust me. Every time I get the chance to go to the barber and get a haircut and then get my beard edged up, oh man, I come out there feeling like $1 million. Sometimes it's just like, for me, again, going back to being a football fan, I get the opportunity to get a new jersey. I'm getting a new jersey.
Cockering. Oh, hey. Oh, man. I watched that movie today.
Can't go one show without you bringing up my cock bench.
I spent 2 hours watching a movie about penis jokes. I'm all for it. Bring them on. Or doing something like this where, as we were talking behind the scenes before the show, not every show has to be super serious and super depressing. Sometimes we could just have a lighthearted show and talk about different things that may or may not pretend. Whatever. Pertain. There we go. Ooh, words are hard. To Hashtag.
necessarily men's mental health, but it does because this is how we, how we go about life, and especially when things are good. We did the weekly bro check at the beginning of the show, and both of us were like, man, life's going pretty good. I can't complain.
Yeah, I mean, mental health is addressing the negative things that do bring us down in life, but I think mental health is also, acknowledging the good times that we feel great. That was redundant, Blazing. But those times where we do feel good and recognize what made us feel that way, and file that way, be like, what, later on in life when I'm feeling a little bit down, I know this activity or this show or this whatever just brings my mood back up. It's good for those times. It is good to have those times. See, I can't talk tonight either. Like my text to speech from my brain in the mouth is broke. Brain in the mouth. See, I'm sounding like Ricky on Trailer Park Boys now. Oi! My autocorrect.
Everybody's text.
Don't listen to me.
No,
right
it was
now.
Yesterday I was thinking, man, last night's show was really fun. Like, we had a lot of fun on Saturday night. We had a lot of fun.
Oh, dude,
no like drama, no major issues, no craziness. Brian came up and hung out, and Leggy came up, and it was just a fun show. And it was like, man, it's been kind of a hot minute since we've had no hiccups or curveballs or anything like that on a Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I kind of want to go back and listen to it, but I ain't got 6 hours to listen to some jackasses on a podcast.
I was thinking about that earlier today or last night. I was like, man, I bet there's a lot of good clips. And I was thinking about doing the same thing. I'm like, I don't want to watch it. So I think I'm going to go. I don't know if you use one or which one you use. I don't like StreamYard's AI clip generator.
I don't think they make very good clips. They never pull good. They never pull good content. So typically for like Saturday nights, and I did pull some clips from all the shows this past week. I pulled like 1 or 2 clips from each show, I think, except Jeff's, because Jeff's supposed to do clips for his show. But so sometimes a lot of what I'll do is I'll just kind of scroll. I'll listen to like a couple minutes and then scroll ahead a minute or a couple minutes and then listen. And if I catch a tail end of something, then I go scroll back or whatever. Then I think would make a good clip. That way I'm not sitting there listening to the entirety of the show, especially Saturday nights, because it's
a lot of time to invest.
Yeah,
it's a lot of time to invest.
So I can kind of scroll through, but no, man, I felt good about Saturday's show, which made yesterday, even though I was still feeling like absolute shit, made yesterday that much better, because it wasn't like, God, I wish this guy wouldn't have come up, or God, I wish this topic of conversation didn't come up, or whatever. I was able to just kind of sit back and relax a little bit. And like I said, I even broke my own rule yesterday. I did talk to a couple different people yesterday, typically Cameron. Typically on Sundays, I don't socialize with anybody outside of my house.
Fair enough.
But again, I had a really good conversation. I'll say this: I had a really good conversation with Mark from Talking Shit. Brian was here. Mark hit me up. Him and I had a really good conversation, and I think we kind of worked out a couple things and are in a better space. Which, again, men's mental health, you definitely don't want that lingering what if factor bullshit going on in the back of your head with whether a friend or a former friend or anything like that. So I was like, man, it was a good weekend. I don't want to do a depressing ass show on Monday.
Don't either. I'm in way too much of a good mood to do good. And after this is done, I'm gonna go for another evening ride. I'm going on an evening country road ride.
Nice.
I have nothing to do until 2 p.m. tomorrow. So I found it gets closer. It's like 18 days away. I start fucking college again, and I'm so excited. When I first started this journey going back, I had to fix my brain upstairs, but I had already attempted to do it once. I couldn't follow through because, again, I was not in the right headspace, but I am now, so I'm re-engaging with it, and everything is going great. So, but when I first started to do it this time, when I was talking to my previous VRE rep, because it switched because he got promoted and I had to wait a month for a new one. Anyway, he had told me that I wasn't going to get a monthly stipend for living assistance because it was chapter 31 and not something else. And I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't heartbroken about it because I was like, hey, my college is paid for, whatever.
Yeah.
Money to live on, jobs, whatnot. That's what that shit's for, right? But I found out today that I did get approved for a monthly stipend, so I'll be getting about an extra $1,100 a month while I go to school.
Nice.
So I found that out. I was like, dude, that was like the cherry on top of a fucking amazing Sunday already made. So
yeah,
going to be
you can't
into this. So Benji, actually, I know I've talked digital photography, although doing horticulture in order to grow weed. I had actually thought about that at one time. The thing is, I don't need to be a horticulture to grow some bomb ass weed because I've already proven that I can. And one of these days, I will again. Anyway,
you just move a couple out. You can move a couple hours away, and you can grow it legally.
I know shit, right? Oh man, that's what I need to do.
Blaze, what are you doing? I'm gardening.
You know what? That just fucking gave me a great idea. So when I know this is so off topic, I'm batting for fucking the fence right now. So when I was in Oregon, weed had been legal there for a while, recreationally, and there was weddings with the whole thing is fucking about weed.
Oh yeah,
and there's magazines and advertising, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to college to be a digital photographer. Ohio's going to be right next door. There's Missouri. There's Illinois. I could put my shit out there to get into weed photography or weed weddings, be a wedding photographer for like a whole weed sort of like a thematic wedding or some shit. Yes.
Stoner weddings. Have your stoner wedding photographed by Blaze?
Yes, you need a photographer. Drop me those. Just drop me a text. God, I'm stuttering. I'm not into weed, but I would invest in a weed place as long as I can make a shit.
Oh, I would. If I had
Benji, that's no joke. You should look into some of the ones out in Oregon and Colorado and shit. That's actually probably not a bad investment.
If
I
had
especially
or the credit to open my own weed store, oh man, I would do it. Fucking heartbeat. I would hire somebody like Benj to run it or not Benj, but Blaze to run it because I'm like, I don't know this stuff, but you know it.
Oh, dude! Hey, Connor, if somebody wants to invest in Connor and I to run a fucking dispensary, I bet Connor and I would be down for it.
Yeah,
we know weed.
Send me.
All right.
You want a link to the show or a link to the weed store? What link do you want?
Yeah, like getting into cannabis investments is a huge thing, especially since these states are becoming legal. So
yeah, no, I have a friend of mine. He's out. Where the hell is he at? Colorado somewheres, I think. And it was him and another guy I went to high school with. They actually, when we got out of high school, they started flipping houses. They bought this piece of shit house, and started flipping houses. Well, then they moved out west because they started making so much money doing it. They moved out west, and then I think like 5 or so years ago, they opened, maybe 10. Man, I can't remember about how long ago it was. But they opened up their own weed store. Don't neither one of them smoke weed, don't know anything about weed. But there was an investment there, and now they have three stores, I think. Yeah. And they're like, dude, we make so much money off this. It's insane.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, you guys still flip houses? They're like, like 1 or 2 a year, but outside of that, we just living off the money we make.
Yeah, fucking weed, and it was predicted in the early aughts, like late 90s, that weed was going to be like the fucking the green is going to be the next green rush, the next economical. So where you live, Blaze? I'm in Kentucky. I thought you knew that, Connor. I think I'm like 4 hours from Evansville. But yeah, it's like the next green rush. And Connor's right. It does help with anxiety. I do know that for some people it doesn't. Yeah, for like mental health care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, and I will say this because I have fit into this boat. You can't overuse. You can't abuse it. I mean, a lot of people you say, you can't get it. You can't abuse it. You can't get addicted to it. But it is habit forming. And just like any drug, yeah, it can be abused. So,
I was gonna say, I mean, I don't know necessarily if it's an addiction, quote unquote, as more as it's habit. It's not like smoking cigarettes. I mean, nicotine is an addicting agent that they put into cigarettes to make sure that you do get addicted to them and that you can't,
Yeah.
You have to feed that addiction, so I think it's a little bit different. Yeah, now they're sending people into outer space. That's for damn sure. Now they are. 20 some years ago, they were flipping houses and making money hand over foot, and now they're just like, who wants to go to space today?
Me.
How far from? Let's open a store on the border.
Man, I mean, if I could seriously find somebody that would invest, because I honestly don't have the money to invest. But if somebody would actually, have confidence, me at one time I didn't have confidence in myself to fucking run I shouldn't say that, but to run a weed store. I mean, I work the inventory side of it. I mean, I've managed stores before. I mean, I've customer service. I'm sitting here trying to sell myself right now.
Hey,
I know Blaze said me. I know my weed.
Yeah.
Call it River Weed Company.
I already have a logo in my head for that. A flowing river and a big pot plant coming up like the sun.
That'd be kind of cool. Never really thought about what I would name my own display. Okay, God, we're so off topic of freaking mental.
Well, I was going to say let's take a real quick break. We're kind of all over the place for a men caring for men tonight. We're all over the place, but I think that's good. You got two guys that are in good moods, got a lot of good things happening. So we didn't want to come in here and talk about depressing shit. We just wanted to talk and fucking hang out, and that's cool because that's a part of good mental health. But let's take a real quick little break. Oh, let's go with oh man.
Me too. I blame the Chatters box. I'll obfuscate. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've got like shit here. Anyways, you know what? I want to play this. I do want to play Zane Grassley's song "Through It All." Go ahead and check out Zay on all social media and where you listen to music at Zay Grassley. And don't forget to check out the interview last Tuesday we had with him. It was a fun interview, fun little sit down. And we'll be back here in just a couple minutes.
A little kid trying to find my way. I done been through so many things. Long roads, dark halls, prison yards, so many scars, but through it all, I hear my grandpa singing to me. He said, sing, boy, sing. He said, sing, boy, sing. I traveled these roads so long, I lost my way, forgot home, but through it all, I call a number to hear a voice that's not there. I get scared, but through it all, I hear my brother saying to me, Javen said, sing, boy, sing. Javen said, sing, boy, sing. A little kid trying to find my way. I done been through so many things. Long roads, dark halls, prison yards, so many scars, but through it all, trying to find my way. I done been through so many things. Long roads, dark halls, prison yards, so many scars, but through it all, he said, same boy, same boy, same. He said, same boy, same. Same boy, same.
And we back. Perfect timing.
Yeah, I really just sat back down.
You feeling better?
I am. Whew, I feel.
Welcome back to Men Caring for Men, everybody. I almost said I'm Jeff. I'm Jeff. He's Cliff. Show us your belt, Glick. No, welcome back to Men Caring for Men. I'm Glick. He's blazing. He's hanging out. He's filling in for Connor. While Connor recovers from his back surgery, we can't wait to have him back on the network and on the shows. But he's doing good, so that's all that matters. He's healing up. He's feeling better, and he seems a lot happier. Yeah, so that's always good. If you're not already, go ahead and check out the rest of the network. We are on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. We do have shows basically Monday through Sunday on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. They're live. You can get in the chatters box and shoot the shit and join into the conversation. And if you can't watch us live, you can listen anytime, any place, wherever you listen to podcasts at, all at the Nonsensical Network. Or you can simply go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. Give us a follow. Give us a listen. And if you'd be so kind, give us a share. We greatly appreciate that. Now, as we said earlier, and as we've said a couple times, this is not your typical Monday night Men Caring for Men. We're just kind of talking and conversating and talking about this and that and whatever happens to pop into our happy little heads.
Chicken Alfredo.
What's that?
I said chicken Alfredo.
Chicken motherfucking Alfredo. And we do got a little bit of time. We decided to do something a little different with this show tonight. And that is put the link in the chatters box for anybody who wants to come up and say hello or hang out for a couple minutes. You are more than welcome to. Because sometimes, like I said, sometimes just good conversation about whatever is a good exercise for our mental health. I've discovered in life. You don't always have to talk about the shit things and the terrible things that are going on in your life or in the world or anything like that. Sometimes you can just sit down with a friend and bullshit about whatever. Fantasize about opening a weed shop, the Nonsensical Weed Shop. We would have. Welcome to Men Caring for Men, presented to you by the Nonsensical Network, sponsored by Nonsensical Weed. There's a whole lot of nonsensical shit going on here.
I'm the product tester. I do online tutorials.
Tune into the Nonsensical Weed channel.
This is what happens when you guys invite a pothead onto the network. It's all smoky up in this bitch.
Hit that link, Chris. Nah. Hey, I mean, you got what's better? You got a pothead, an alcoholic, and Jeff.
And Jeff. What is Jeff?
And Sleepy Connor. That don't know what day, where he is or what day of the week it is most time. Oh, damn. That's
no shit. Interesting. Oh, I might have to make a trip to New Mexico and be like, hey, I know a guy. Like, hey, uncle. Hey, aunt. Technician, how y'all doing?
And uncle technician.
I heard you knew about that danky dank.
Yeah. See, that would be my thing. I would love to have a shop, but I don't know anything. I mean, I don't know anything about anything. I don't know the strands. I don't know flavor.
First of all, it's not strands, it's strains.
Whatever. Look,
A strand of hair or strain of hair.
I'm just the financer here. I'm just go make my money. Go sell that devil's lettuce, that wacky tobacco, and make me some money.
That icky sticky.
Mm-hmm.
The BOA holistic. What's the BOA stand for, Chris?
Mm-hmm. The only green I'm interested in is money.
money. My mind, look them up on Facebook. I will look them up on Instagram because I don't do Facebook.
I honestly don't even know. I don't even know where to go with this show at this point.
I don't know, man. I don't know what happened.
I'm so used to this show being structured, and to not have any structure with it at all for tonight is just like.
I know it's yes. Self care. Well, I mean, there's self care in cannabis, but we've already brought that up. There's definitely self care in making money. What's your have you ever heard that expression, you can't buy happiness? Or you can't buy happiness.
Yeah, you can't buy happiness. You ever seen somebody frowning on a jet ski?
Right? I don't, whoever coined that term, I
get the reference. It's not necessarily like quote unquote true happiness, but
or temporary fix.
Yeah, I could be pretty fucking happy if I owned 500 acres and I had horses and ATVs and razors and toys, a boat to take out on the lake. I could be pretty fucking happy. I'm just saying.
Hey, Brian, what's up?
What's going on, Brian?
I think the way society stands, you kind of need money to obtain some happiness, especially sometimes.
I think the money equals happiness, in my opinion, because I'm not a very materialistic guy at the end of the day, in all honesty. I think it's almost like they say that the reason people get addicted to drugs is because they're always chasing that first high. You never have that first high again.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it is with it could kind of sort of be that way. Like if you got money to buy stupid things and have stupid toys, it's a quick fix.
I agree. Not to cut you off. Hey, Brian, because I know Brian likes to pop up sometimes. Hey, we are doing kind of like a open panel, come on up if you want to sort of night tonight. The links are in the chat above.
I don't know how. We got about a half hour left in the show-ish, so
yeah. Oh shoot! Oh wow, man. See, I always feel if the time goes by during a conversation, like the conversation's been rather good, in my opinion. Trucks are convenient, depending on what you want to do. Trucks. Were we talking about trucks?
I just
don't fuck with me. Oh, we were talking about money buying happiness in general. Yes, if owning a truck brings you happiness, I get. Yes, that makes sense. But you do,
yeah. Time flies when you're having a good conversation. I just have to look and go, holy shit! It's already at almost an hour and a half.
No, dude, it was my bladder earlier that let me know that we went for a while before the next break. I was like, oh wow! And I looked at the time, but. Yeah,
Gotta make my
I
batter.
think ultimately, like in like some sort of human conditioning, we don't want money to have to bring us happiness, but I think at the same time, like in some plane of our existence, that it does in some aspects. In order to have some kinds of happiness, depending on what brings you happiness, money is a factor in obtaining that happiness, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your
I mean, I'm
perspective.
like I said, never been a super materialistic guy. I'm the type of guy like if my bills are paid and I got a little bit of extra spending cash to, you know, if we want to take a beach day and I can go to the grocery store and buy like a bunch of shit to take food to the beach with us or whatever and drinks and stuff like that. Like I'm good with that. Would I like to have more money to where I could be like, let's take a week off work and go to Disney this week? Yeah, that would be nice. But
Yeah,
I'm also not gonna. It doesn't. It doesn't dictate my life or my like in my head. It does not affect my status with people. Like I am who I am, regardless. You know.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I do want to be. Brian, I hope your dad's okay. I seen you said you spent the weekend dealing with your dad. Yeah, man.
Yeah, dealing with them in what way? Good, bad, sad, mad?
Brian, I couldn't be your neighbor because after being your neighbor for like 3 months, I would be 700 fucking pounds. I would be on that show, My 1,000 Pound Life, if Brian was my neighbor.
Good barbecues, baby.
Yeah, and he would enjoy every minute of it too. He'd be hey, look, look what we're eating tonight, son of a bitch.
I'd be Brian's barbecue.
Yeah, I'm on a diet, Brian. Diet this fucking half a rack of ribs down your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food.
I couldn't be neighbors with Brian, man. He would kill me. Not to mention the fact that random Tuesday, Brian would be like, "Hey, we're going to Vegas." Oh, Jesus, Brian.
Oh, that would be good. Good barbecue, some good gambling, and some good strippers. I'm down.
I ain't got nothing against strippers. I'm not a fan of strip clubs, so never been a big fan of strip clubs. Nothing against
you.
Make your money, ladies.
The majority of times I've went to them, it was mostly because I was with a group of people. There's been a couple of times where I actually wanted to go to one, but I mean, depends on where you're at. Depends on because not all strip clubs are the same, depending what state you're in and all that. So.
Oh yeah.
2 minor car accidents when he tried to go to work on Saturday and we spent 7 hours at the VA. I didn't get home. Oh shit, dude! How? Damn. Well, it said minor, so I'm assuming nobody died. That's always a good thing.
Pops is okay. Like nothing major, no major injuries or anything like that. Yeah, no, I mean, like I like I said, nothing against them. Not my cup of tea. I mean, I worked in them. I bounced in a couple different clubs for a while, but it's just, I don't know. To me, it seems like such a huge waste of money.
Yeah, it is. It really is. As I've gotten older, I guess my lifestyle is a waste of money. There's people who still enjoy them, so to them it's not. I get that, but me personally, yeah.
Like I'm not judging anybody for going. I mean, more power to you. Hell, I hate to break it to you, but if you want to see a pretty girl dance around scantily clad or naked, you could do that for free on the internet.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it was only minor accidents, rear endings. Yeah, but this one right here really got me. He's smoking 3 turkey legs and 6 drumsticks. He's smoking them. Like currently, he is sitting by his smoker, just inhaling all the goodness and aromas from those turkeys.
All that good.
Nothing against vegans. I understand your guys' position and more power to you. just don't think I can bring myself to do it, man. I love good food, and sometimes that good food is well prepared and cooked meat.
There's the picture of Brian's meat that I just got.
Oh, nice. I always like a good meat pick.
Usually every Saturday or Sunday I get Brian's meat picks.
Well, if anybody out there want to send me any meat pics, you can send it at my bio. Put attention, Jeff. Put attention, Jeff.
At gmail.com. Attention, Jeff.
He loves all those meat pics.
He's gonna come back next Monday, really depressed. Like, I've never seen so many penises in my life.
God, I sent him the rainbow pic the other night, and I haven't heard anything from him since. I think he's been squirreled away, enjoying it.
He's
Yeah. I know you just said you did. Yeah.
Jeff's like, I'm gonna use this for later. I'm gonna tell the guys my wife is yelling at me for being on the show, and I have to leave.
Oh, ouch!
Now that I got this sweet picture from Blaze.
Saturday night,
God.
guys, was pretty wild. Not really. It was nice though. I laughed pretty, man. I remember my face hurting after laughing so much that night.
I know, dude. I was crying. We were laughing so hard Saturday. I was crying. My face was hurting. I know Brian and I were having a conversation a couple weeks ago. He asked if I had a chance to really. I haven't really grilled much at all this summer, which is disappointing. I would love to get on the grill more and experiment and learn proper smoking techniques and stuff like that. I just don't have the time, man. Like between work and family and podcasting, and it's just like I do not, because I love getting on the grill. That's one of those like happy place things for me. Just grilling up some steaks or burgers or brats or whatever. I love cooking on the grill. I have not had an opportunity this summer at all to really get out there. More than I have this year.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Grilling is one of those things I was pressured into doing. Not pressured, but I felt like I allowed myself to fall into pleasure. Right? Well, we'll see. But that's not why I did it. I kind of reasoned with myself. I was like, well, it doesn't make me less of a man because I don't know how to, but I really enjoy eating food like that. And if I learn how to do it, I can do it for my fucking self. That I did do.
I thoroughly enjoy eating barbecue. But Brian, to answer your question, I can't complain, man. A little rocky here and there a few months back, but can't complain too much anymore. Things are going good, man. Yeah. Can't be upset.
None, same, no complaints here either, Brian. Sorry about your dad. I hope. Is he too old? I know sometimes people get too old to drive, and I don't say that to be an ageist, but I know that does happen.
Sometimes it's just the cold hard facts at the end of the day.
It is.
I know one day I'm going to be too old to drive, and I hope somebody steps in and says, "Hey, it's time to put the keys away." I wouldn't call myself a griller. I'm more of a dabbler in the grilling world. I used to grill quite a bit back in the day. I grilled for dinner every night, but smokers and stuff like that weren't really a thing. It was just a straight up grill, charcoal grill or whatever. But I was always grilling something. I just don't have time, man. There ain't even a fact of making time because it's not like I really have a whole lot of time before shows. That's why I'm looking forward to Connor coming back to where I'm not doing 5 shows a week, I'll go down to. Oh yeah, I guess technically I do like 4.5 shows, but with Cash's new show.
Yeah.
But when Connor comes back and gets situated and everything like that, I'll be happy to give up Mondays because that's just doing too much.
Well, he doesn't need to be active behind a car steering wheel, apparently. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yes. You can you know what? Take him to one of those fast go-kart places, man. See how he digs that. He can rear end all he wants.
Yeah. Bang. Hopefully get the 19th through the 24th.
I was seeing that. You gonna send some of that smoked meat my way?
You want to fly out to Ohio and be my chef for a week?
There you go, Brian. You should open up a catering business.
Yeah. Oh, we've told him that before, man. We've told him that several times. He should open up his own barbecue or some shit.
Fucking.
I knew guys that down in Charleston, literally on their back porches, man, and they would have a line around the block every day. Nice. They were out there.
Food trucks are getting popular, and I'm not talking about the gut trucks at a construction site. I mean like specialized food trucks that does just barbecue or like street tacos or shit like that, man. There's some good money in it too.
Yeah, and everybody's always doing the food truck rallies or food truck nights or a lot of bars. There's a lot of bars in our area that don't have kitchens. I mean, they have kitchens, but they don't use them because they just put a food truck out in their parking lot. They have a partnership with different food trucks, so every night of the week is a food truck.
Oh yeah, dude. There was some places in Bend that they didn't have a kitchen, but they had a couple food trucks out on their property. They would rent space to, and you order your fucking beer made there in Bend, and then the food made there in Bend, and it was just one hell of a fucking I miss
a friend of mine. Her dad has a food truck, and I have yet to get to eat anything from the food truck. But I want to. I just usually when he's out somewhere, I'm here.
That's how it happens. I don't know. Concerts are starting to go to that venue, outdoor venue concerts. They'll have
I know 4 or 5 years back when I went to Louder Than Life there in Louisville, they had 30 food trucks set up, man.
I thought about going to that this year, but I decided I'm going to wait next year.
It was really cool. Hey, you won't hear no complaints from this guy, Brian. Count me in.
Play some.
More people are
zombie killing.
World War Z, yeah. Him and I both play that game. I tried to. Ben tried to get me out there playing, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, Benji. He's like, just follow me, Glick. Well, okay.
I didn't know they came out with the game. I know there was a book and then a movie. I didn't know they came out with a game, World War Z.
Yeah, there's a video game for it. Yeah, no, man. Cool. There was a couple older black gentlemen down in Charleston, literally on their in their backyard, man. They had the smokers going and all
Thanks
that.
For stopping in, peace.
Hey, what's going on, Wally? What's going on, buddy? Appreciate you popping in, brother. And I shit you not, man, every day at lunchtime, dinner time, there was a line wrapped around the fucking block because the shit was so damn good. They were making some good money doing that shit.
Huh, interesting. We are talking about the same thing, right? World War Z, a Max Brooks book, and the movie had Brad Pitt in.
Yeah, the Brad Pitt movie.
Yeah, the book was so much better. I didn't think the movie was a good representation of the book. But anyway,
I don't read books.
we know. Wendell is smarter than you. We get it. Wendell knows more words.
We didn't have books when I was growing up in the forest.
Okay, cool, Benji. Thanks. I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to check out the game. I'm curious.
Are you a gamer at all?
I used to be, but I'm not much anymore. Sometimes I'll get like a craving for it, and I like throwing down on some Batman Arkham Asylum shit.
Yeah.
But I used to play World War II zombies a lot on
Yeah.
COD, but no, not much anymore. Like my hand goes numb as I've gotten older. My pinched nerve up on my neck, and I don't have fun at doing it anymore. So I've tried to, and then I'll pick up a video game, like, oh yeah, this is why I stopped playing because it hurts, physically hurts. So,
oh damn, it's called getting old, man.
It is. So,
yeah, no, I always gaming has always been that like fallback for me to kind of relax and chill. I used when I was younger, I used to get pretty serious about it, and then I just like I don't know, like one day it was just like it takes all the fun out of it if you're super serious,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Like the other day, I got on there and I played for a good chunk of the day, but man, that was just such a great feeling when I was feeling like shit, sick as hell. It was like I'm sitting on the couch anyways, and it's like there's only so much TV you can watch. So I was like, look, I'm gonna play a little Call of Duty and wound up playing for several hours, but it was nice to just kind of relax and sit there and do some mindless video. Hell, I'm gonna do it when we get done here in a few minutes. I'm gonna go jump on and play a couple rounds of Call of Duty when we get done with the show tonight. Just because nobody's here. Nikki's not home from work yet, so I'm gonna the kids aren't here. Hey, I'm down, man. I'm down. Let's do it. 1-on-1 of Madden. I count me in.
Benji, that's actually one of the few times if I'm in a place where I can actually sit down and smoke weed while I play video games, I typically can veg out on some video games for a little bit, but I'm just not there in my life right now to do that, to make time for that sort of video game playing, but maybe one of these days. But
it's all playing video games has always been relaxing to me. I mean, even like I don't play Madden as much as I used to. And I used to play online, and I wasn't the greatest or anything like that, but I was pretty good. I could handle my own. I had a decent record online. But if you playing somebody, man, and they get so mad and aggravated, it's like, dude, it's a game. Calm down, relax. Mostly now, if I play Madden, it's playing with Cam. And we just talk shit the whole time. We just talk shit and fuck with each other the whole time.
Now, so video games, if we were all to like get together in the same living room with like Mortal Kombat or fucking some like 4-way shooter, like back in the day we were playing GoldenEye and shit, like I miss that time of video games, like that type of multiplayer. The multiplayer where everybody's online right now and everybody gets to hide behind the internet and just be complete other fucking dickheads now. It's like, I think that's another reason why I'm not really big into it as much anymore. But dude, if you're like, hey, we're all getting together, we're going to play some GoldenEye or some Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter and have some beers and have some food, dude, I'd be there in a heartbeat.
See, we used to do that. I was thinking the same thing, Brian. Cleveland versus Houston when we match up. Yeah, dude, that was crazy. The Hall of Fame game. But we used to do that back in the day when every year when Madden would come out and when NCAA would come out, we used to do a tournament. And it was like, God, it was like fucking 15, 20 of us. It'd be like a $25 buy-in, winner takes all type deal. But we would bring TVs and systems, and we'd meet up at whoever, one buddy's house, and it would literally be an all-day event. And we would pick our team. So you once you picked your team, that was who you ran with, and it was like a round robin type elimination style until you got down to the final two teams. But even when you were eliminated, because we had all the extra TVs and everything like that, the other people were still playing just for fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, it absolutely can ruin a friendship. Trust me. But we would bring food, we would cook out, we were drinking. It would just be an all day. We do it on like a Saturday and meet up at like 10 o'clock in the morning and just play all day and night until the tournament was over. But it was fun to do. It was fun to get together with the guys. But not everybody online. There are a lot of jackasses online playing video games. But I was fortunate enough. Cameron and his brother and another buddy of ours. When I moved to South Carolina, my best friend up here, we didn't start playing online until I moved. But that was a great thing because we still hang out on Saturday nights and play Call of Duty together online. And then we met our buddy of ours, Brandon, who's up in Oklahoma. So we got Kevin's in Ohio, I'm in South Carolina, Brandon's in Oklahoma, and then we met Cameron's older brother. Well, because we met Cameron's older brother, we met Cameron because if his older brother was playing, Cam was playing. And this has been over 10 years ago, and the five of us are all still super close friends. We've become best of friends, and like a year and a half or 2 years into playing, I realized we realized that fucking Cam and his older brother only lived like 20 minutes from me in Charleston. So we got to meet and hang out and hang out in real life, but never once have the five of us ever been in the same place at the same time.
Okay.
Until next year when Nikki and I get married, we're trying to plan it to where all five of us will be there for the first time in like 10, 15 years, however long we've been friends.
Nice.
So, you can create some really good friendships online, and it's nothing better than jumping online and seeing that so and so is live. Oh man, let me jump in there and see, and we'll get on Call of Duty together and get on the mics and get to talking and bullshitting and stuff like that. And I mean, and we talk outside of the gaming world because I still game, but none of the other guys really game as much as we used to. Actually, Kevin and Brandon don't game hardly at all anymore. Jesus Christ. But
writing books down there for us to read.
Yeah. I've done that before. I've done that to Cameron. I've done that to Kevin. I've done that to Justin and Madden. I've run all over them or throw all over them or just throw the tight end the entire game, and my tight end will have like 300 yards receiving. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. That's just always been my go-to. If I'm having a bad day or if I'm in a bad mood, it's like give me like an hour to just game, and let me just unplug and not worry about the bullshit. It's always been kind of my, because I can't always get to the water. Like water is my happy place, but gaming is like look. I'm stressed the fuck out. Give me an hour. Let me unplug, quote unquote, unplug from reality and defrag.
Yeah, some people will escape reality with books, some with video games, and nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Those are always fun games when you can do that. Just rack up all kinds of points and yards and completely thoroughly embarrass the other person. That or what I like to do is get up with a big lead and then just start doing dumb shit like every play's a Hail Mary, or like run the ball backwards instead of running it the right way. God, I'll probably get my ass kicked at Madden. I ain't even gonna lie right now. I haven't played in so long. But anywho, let's wrap this show up and get on to the
tight little bowl.
Yeah. Tomorrow night on I almost said Men Caring for Men. Tomorrow night on Glick's House of Music, I have a young man joining me, Darren. He went from being super famous on YouTube, or not YouTube, on TikTok. I'm talking millions of followers, to now killing the music charts. He's decided to get into the music world. So he's doing his thing. Him and I are going to hang out tomorrow night for a little bit and shoot the shit, get to know him a little bit better. Wednesday nights, What the Fuck News. We're probably going to have some What the Fuck News stories to tell you guys about, obviously. Don't worry, people. I have your mandatory penis stories. What's coming up this Thursday night on Whose Argument Is It Anyways, Blaze?
Ooh, well, it's going to be an episode retry because last week, because of the weather and flickering electricity and unreliable internet, sorry, guys. The rural area where I live in that's just the way it is. And I want to apologize, but it's going to be a retry of last week's episode. Other than that, hopefully I have Jeff and Glick up. I don't know. If not, there's a topic or two I'm going to discuss, I guess, pop culturally wise. Yeah, I'll probably keep a comic book. I'm still kind of on a roll from watching Deadpool. It's not going to be about Deadpool, but yeah, I'm going to kind of keep it like Batman themed, I guess. I don't know. I've been on a Batman kick with the new cartoon that's come out. I've been rewatching the 92 fucking cartoon series and shit. So kind of in the Batman kind of mood.
Nice.
Yeah.
I am going to try to be there Thursday. If Jeff, like I told you earlier, if Jeff's not going to be there, let me know and I'll see if I can pull some strings and maybe make something happen for a second contender. Friday nights, I'm gonna try to get another flashback episode up. Problem with that is I discovered that I can only upload a 2-hour video, and not a lot of our old stuff is 2 hours long. So I gotta do some editing. And then Saturday we'll have a brand new episode of Nonsensical Network, or Nonsensical Nonsense, the Open Door Challenge. We're going to drop the link in the chat and invite you guys to come up and hang out with us. And then Sundays is a brand new episode of Jeff's Garage with Jeff and Benji. Comic book stuff is always good. I like that. We're on Orthodox Men Caring for Men tonight. No worries. It is what it is. It's all good. But we're going to wrap the show up just the same way we always do, with a little Jules in the How. Check her out and show her some love. She's at Jules in the How everywhere, social media and everywhere you listen to music. And we'll be right back to close the show out.
Nice.
When my best ain't enough, I wanna rest, but I'm too tough. My body's aching for sleep without disturbing dreams. My mask is showing its cracks, a broken smile intact. I'm good at playing pretend around both strangers and friends. I'm stuck on an endless merry-go-round. A cyclone of racing thoughts that never stop. And I just wanna feel better, but I can't get out of my head. I don't know what I'll do instead. I just wanna feel better. Will it always be this way? Am I doomed? Is this my fate? My depression, it sucks out all the joy of what I love. Ravenous black hole consuming all that I know. I could scream my lungs dry, punch through walls till I cry. Bloody knuckles, red eyes, oh my. I'm stuck on an endless merry-go-round. A cyclone of racing thoughts that never stop. And I just wanna feel better, but I can't get out of my head. I don't know what I do instead. I just wanna feel better. Will it always be this way? Am I doomed? Is this my fate? I just wanna feel better. I just wanna feel better. I just wanna feel better, but I can't get out of my head. I don't know what I'll do instead. I just wanna feel better. Will it always be this way? Am I doomed? Is this my fate? I just wanna feel better. I just wanna feel better. I just wanna feel better. Will it always be this way? Am I doomed? Is this my fate?
Hello, Jules in the house. I just want to feel better. Check her out and show her some love. Make sure you guys check out the Nonsensical Network. Like I said, we are on all the social medias. You can find everything at bio.link/Nonsensical Network. Give us a follow, give us a listen, and if you'd be so kind, give us a share. Ladies, anything you want to say before we get out of here? Final thoughts, if you will.
Oh God, nothing whimsical tonight except, man, I hope everybody has a good rest of the week. It's Monday. Saturday's right around the corner.
Amen to that. Amen to that. And as always, a successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks that others throw at him. Keep being better, keep getting better, enjoy life, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out. We appreciate the Chatters Box as always. Make sure you tune into the rest of the shows the rest of the week. Lots of stuff going on and lots of stuff to take a gander at, if you will.